The search for the ultimate lightweight climbing stick is over. Introducing the Carbonlite from Arsenal. New for 2026 is the Carbonlite climbing stick. This stick is 17 inches step to step, comes in at just over 1 pound, and has a generous 4-inch standoff. On the surface, it just looks like an awesome lightweight climbing stick, but there's a lot more to it and the features that actually really make this set apart from the rest of the field. So initially when we release these, we get a lot of questions of carbon stick. People worry about them being strong. People have seen carbon break, different attachment methods. What kind of sets this stick apart as far as the material to have a carbon stick that's still extremely strong?
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. A couple things there. One is carbon isn't carbon, right? There's, just like with carbon arrows, there's different weaves, different strength fibers, constructions. I don't believe that there's only been one other stick in the market that has used a high modulus carbon stick out there. The rest of them might use some compressed material or plastic. And a lot of times that's where you're seeing the breaking, is when you get into those alternative constructions. The Carbonlite here is constructed with a solid high modulus tube in a deep socket on both ends. And the key here is the high stress area where you attach to the tree. That's where you're putting all your weight pressure. We're using our tried and true tested metal rope lock system, which is super easy. It's just a slotted metal wings. You come around the tree and go into those slots, and it pinches the rope down.
And that's the same case with like the teeth itself where it's digging into the tree, correct?
Yeah, and a lot of times if you were to even use real carbon or plastic against the tree, you get that squeaking effect, which you see a lot of times that you have to take, manufacturers are recommending to take sandpaper or, some type of, I don't know what else they're doing on the sticks. But here we wanted to eliminate as many of those small nuances as possible. And so what we've done is everybody has fallen in love and gotten to know our Razor platforms. And with those platforms, the entire thing starts as a solid block of metal, and we CNC out all the components. And so we took that same approach here with our steps, and our standoffs are all machine finished 70-75 aluminum, which is 70-75. It has about twice the tensile strength as 60-61. And so that allows you to machine sharper teeth without having to worry about deforming, shed some ounces without having to worry about being too weak. And so that's some of the things that went into the complete construction of these sticks.
So basically, in essence, you have like metal where it matters most. You get the lightweight components of a carbon stick, but it's still extremely strong and durable, like something that's made of aluminum.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why in some of our initial teasers, it said lightweight, not light duty.
Right.
You can't be out on the woods worrying about, if you're attaching it this way, the right way, every single time, perfect, without having a failure. Also, I want to add on these sticks, it was really important for us to have a full full-size climbing stick, for lack of a better term. So our standoff distance, as Alex just mentioned, is 4 inches off the tree, and the step-to-step is 17 inches. And the sticks, if you can see, the steps are slightly offset there, slightly angled away from the tree, which allows, instead of your toes going straight into the tree, it offsets them a little bit, makes it a lot more comfortable to climb. And so, yeah, we really wanted to focus on anybody can come up with a lightweight stick if you're going to make the step-to-step distance shorter, make the steps a little more narrower, use lighter materials in areas that maybe can't handle the stress. Sure, you can hit a weight. And so the last couple of years, that's what we've spent our time, is trying to figure out, getting this full-size climbing stick with great standoff distance, great step width. On these steps, you're looking at just under 10 inches, 9 3/4 inches from side to side. And so it's not an 8-inch step, 8.5-inch step. It's not a 3 3.25 inch standoff. And so when you climb the tree, you're going to be feeling extremely confident in your climb.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I like most about the Icons using them is just how comfortable everything is, how well it bites, how easy it is to climb. But even like you said, the curve here in our initial testing and when we started to use them on the tree, it just feels a lot nicer on your hands for going up. So you're getting a lot lighter of a weight, lighter feel, but it still feels like you're climbing a normal climbing stick, for lack of better words.
Another thing that we've done here is, if you look at from the top view, we have these tabs that stick out, or tail ends that stick out the back. This serves a few purposes. One, for grabbing, that gives you an anti-slip feature there, a little bit more confidence when you're grabbing. Two is on the bottom here when you wrap your storage rope, as you can see here on this stick. That's going to keep the rope from sliding off the end. And three, aiders. When you have your aiders on, it gives you a really nice hooking point to storing your aiders on the bottom. And so, again, these little details really come into play. If you look at in the top of the step here, you've got the glow-in-the-dark reflective tabs. Allows you to easily identify the step when you're going up and down the tree. Even this built-in aider socket here. So on a lot of sticks, you might girth hitch your aiders over top the steps. And so you've got a piece of webbing or rope sticking up on your step that your boot sometimes grabs a hold of. In this case, we've built in the socket for your aiders, so it's a seamlessly integrated system after you're done installing your aiders. We're super excited about this system here. We've been through several variations in the development process. And I can show you here the difference between, this is, a generation halfway through our development when we were considering different steps and stands, but you can see the difference of an offset stack versus an inline. It really makes a difference when you're talking about compact portability. Sure, we've solved the packability issue with our icon sticks in the past with telescopic. This is another way to just get a longer stick, a little bit more compact when you're packing in and out. And we didn't, there are different ways. There's a couple sticks out there that do have inline, but what makes these so nice is the way that they stack together, how effortlessly and quiet they go together. There's no complicated like pins or holes and sockets. And so what you're gonna see here, if you look closely on the side, is these little grooved rubber bumpers. And that's on both sides of your standoff, okay? And so for me to take these apart, I can simply just pull straight apart like that. You'll notice when you're looking close at the bumpers, they have a little raised tabs on the end that correspond with little grooves on the inside of your standoff bracket. And so when I come down, all I'm doing is looking to get this standoff right below the step. And so you can use the step as kind of like a backboard, so to speak. And once you get it in that position, you just go straight down, or if I'm doing it one hand, just like that. And so you can feel a slight little kind of snap in socket, so to speak, but it's a really soft, like silicone. It almost feels like it's hydraulic, so to speak, and not like a plastic tinging tab or abrasive type material.
One thing I think is cool too, because obviously that's like black on black. This is kind of a representation of what it looks like in the dark. So it's going to glow in the dark. It's going to be easy. You're not going to have any issues finding that groove to snap them into place or cushion them into place after the hunt too, which is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, real world application. And when we get into the shows, and that's why we're doing these videos for you guys, because there's so many things, like little details that we focus on along the way. Like, I don't know, we've gone through probably 20 iterations of stacking systems, and even the materials, different materials. And at the ATA show recently, the prototypes that we had there were 3D printed, and actually you're holding on one there with the green color. We were so excited about the glow-in-the-dark material that we 3D printed, but the durometer, how squishy that pad was not correct. And so this version right here is the correct durometer, and so you get that nice feel for stacking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for me, I mean, being a hunter first, the features that really stand out to me is like when you've got the reflectors on the top for going down the tree all the way to your aiders, it all packs nice, and then you've got glow in the dark to attach, so I'm not trying to turn my headlamp on and you know, I don't have to see everything. I don't have to put that thing on high beams just to figure out how to stack the sticks together. You know, it's a super simple system. When you're coming down the tree, when it's cold, when your hands are cold, that all makes life a lot easier when you're actually in the woods.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know all of the guys. I think on the staff, most of them are switching over to Carbonlites this year. You save the weight. You're not giving up any standoff distance or step width, and like you said, just simple. The stacking system is fun to use, simple to use, and the glow in the dark's going to make it super nice to stack those in the low light. I might even add that a lot of people are always trying to figure out the best way to carry up the tree. And the little silicone tabs here are awesome for that, because when I have this on my sides, you can see I can just grab with one hand and just pull that stick straight out. And so I'll do that again on the next one to just simulate if I'm climbing up the tree. So I'm just going to do that next one as well, and you just pull it straight out. And then obviously your last stick.
The cool thing about this stacking system too is there's literally no limit of how many sticks you want to put on there. I mean, I know at ATA we were kind of messing around. We had 9, 10, 11 sticks on a pack, but seriously, if being a little bit shorter stick at 17 inches, if somebody, let's say they don't like to run 8ers, they just want to run strictly sticks, you really can get as many singles as you want. If you want 5, 6, 7 sticks to go up the tree, you can do that.
Yeah, your outside profile is not changing when you go to stack, and so it makes, yeah, you can literally, if a guy is saying he likes to hunt 50 foot in the tree, you know, and he likes using 5 or 6 steps, you can still maintain that overall length while stacking multiple.
So with that, it's a 3-pack for $2.99, correct? And then we sell singles as well. So whatever hunters want to do to kind of, you know, make their setup personal for them.
Yeah, it's always, the stick quantity is always a debate. We've always stuck to selling 3 in 1, so that gives versatility. If you know, if somebody wants to run 4, they can easily buy an additional stick. But if somebody, you know, if we only sold 4 packs and somebody wanted 3, they would have to buy one and bust it apart. So we just think it makes sense from that standpoint. Also, we didn't want to sell a 4-pack now because we see a trend. A lot of people, especially with really good, solid, secure 8ers, they're running. We even have some guys on our staff that are running 2 sticks and 2 double 8ers or 2 triple 8ers now, and getting up 16, 17 foot. And so that's just a little insight of how some people are getting up in the tree.
Yeah, I know my personal system is if I run 3 of these sticks and one of our triple 8ers, you know, I'm like just under right around 3.5 pounds and you're 18, 20 feet in the tree. It's super easy, super light.
Yeah, I agree with you, Alex. That's exactly how I hunt. I mean, 8ers, really good quality 8ers are a game changer for me, because I used to, even on public land, I would try to find a fallen down tree or log and lean it up against the tree to get that first
Just
4 or
start
5
higher
foot.
a
Yeah,
little
to
bit,
start
yeah.
higher. And now with our max 8ers, just especially with the new triple 8er that everybody's excited about, now you just have one of those attached to one stick at all times. You don't have to worry about it. It's super simple. It's easy to put that stick up in the tree and just drop the steps with the included bungees. They just drop right down in place. And so, yeah, that's our preference, most of the guys on our team, how to hunt.
So all in all, that is kind of the summary of the new Carbonlite sticks. You know, with these, we kind of have that lightweight, compact, minimalist option. We've also got the Icon still for someone that wants that all metal, maybe a little bit taller of a step. But I know I'm pretty pumped to put these in my arsenal this year for a lightweight stick. So yeah, we're pretty excited about the Carbonlites.
Yeah, you can find out more information visiting huntarsenal.com or catch us at an upcoming trade show. We do about 15, 20 shows a year, so you can follow us on social media. And if you buy into our system, we have an owners group online as well, so check that out. Really helps for having some more in detail conversation with some of our team members, tips and tricks, little things that we like to do with our setups.
Like Scott said, yeah, check us out online. Reach out to us if you have any questions regarding the new Carbonlites. We'll have some more content coming out soon.